fourth clip of Chapter A, I'd like to talk about the four characteristics of services. So after dividing a market into segments, it's time to answer the first seemingly simple marketing strategy decision we raised in the last figure. Which customers will you serve? With what? What kind of services will you provide them? What are the services first? Services are acts, effort, or performances exchanged from producer to user without ownership rights. As you can see in this picture, she doesn't look happy though. The piano lesson was provided by the teacher to the child. These piano lesson, performances, efforts, and acts are exchanged from the producer to user, but you don't own anything. You don't own the teacher. It's just provide them at the spot, on the spot. Let's now consider our more detailed example. Services has been grown dramatically in recent years. The service industry is growing and it now accounts for 80% of the US GDP market. It's similar to Korea in some way. Services are growing even faster in the world economy. It's making up 64% of the total gross world product. Service industries vary greatly. The governments offer services through court, employment services, hospitals, military services, police and fire department, the postal service, and schools. How about the private, not-for-profit organization? They do offer services through museums, charities, churches, colleges, foundations, and hospitals. How about the business organization? They offer services such as airlines, banks, hotels, insurance companies, consulting companies, medical and legal practice, entertainment, telecommunications company, real estate firms, retailers, and others. These are the examples of the services. So you can see how many, how much, how various types of services available nearby you, around you. Let's now think about the characteristics of services. You may consider four different characteristics that differentiate services from the products. Can you think of any? The first one is that intangibility. What does that mean? Intangibility, which means that customers cannot see, cannot touch, cannot smell a service. Services cannot be inspected or handled before purchase. So it makes evaluation difficult. You don't know before the purchase what happens. Second characteristics called inseparability. What does that mean? Inseparability. It is difficult to separate. It is impossible to separate the production of service from the consumption of the services. So service consumption occurs as somebody produces on the spot. Thirdly, variability. What does that mean? The same service, even if performed by the same individual for the same customer, it can vary. So the previous example in the previous slide picture, the piano lesson, the teacher might be performing the lesson on every day for her, the student. Yet, depending on the physical situation, physical condition, depending on the mental mood, or depending on the surrounding, the lesson's performance could be varied, even if performed by same teacher to the same student. That's variability. Perishability. The last characteristics. It is impossible to store a service for later sale or consumption. That's perishability. So can you think about any good example that may be explained by these four characteristics? When we meet in the offline class, I'm going to ask you to provide example using these rubrics. So think about the service that you encountered recently and try to analyze how this framework applies to the service. And because of that specific characteristic, what are the some things that you have to come up to develop specific marketing strategy for that services? Okay, think about those two things. Analyze services using this framework. Second, then what are the strategies that you must come up to overcome the issue, to manage these characteristics of services? In the service businesses, the customer and the frontline service employees interact to co-create the service. So you meet someone at the front line, you're interacting with them. So effective interaction in turn depends on the skills of frontline service employees and the support processes backing these employees. So therefore, successful service companies focus their attention on both their customers and their employees. They understand the service profit chain. It brings service firms profit with employee and customer satisfaction. So what is service profit chain? Here, service profit chain consists of 5 links. Internal service quality means that superior employee selection and training, a quality work environment, and strong support for those dealing with customers will result in productive employees, and that will result in more satisfied, loyal, and hardworking employees that result in more effective and efficient customer value creation and service delivery that will result in satisfied and loyal customers who remain loyal, repeat purchase, and refer other customers that will result in healthy service profits and growth, superior service from performance. So, what can you think of it? To generate profit in service companies is actually linked to the bottom part, internal service quality, satisfied and productive service employees, greater service value, satisfied and loyal customer that will generate profits and growth. So you have to think about that, training your employees and let them satisfied so that they can be hard workers for the consumers is key that you must think about service profit chain relationship. The service marketing requires more than just traditional external marketing using the 4Ps. So this figure shows that service marketing also requires internal marketing, interactive marketing. So since of because of this, service profit chain, now you understand importance of the internal marketing, the way that you treat employees, the way you train the employees, that will foster the relationship between the customers and employees. That is interactive marketing. And these are the traditional marketing. So we can say that in the service marketing field, you have to consider of 3 types of marketing altogether. Internal marketing, you focus on motivating customer contact employees and supporting service employees to work as a team to provide customer satisfaction. So for example, Jappos starts by hiring the right people and carefully orienting and inspiring them to give unparalleled customer services. Interactive marketing means that service quality depends heavily on the quality of the buyer-seller interaction during the service encounter. In the marketing, service quality depends on both the service deliverer and the quality of delivery. So all new hires at Jappos, at all levels of the company, complete a 4-week customer loyalty training programs. So with internal marketing, marketers must get everyone in the organization to be customer-centered. So in fact, internal marketing must precede external marketing. It's more important. It's occurring before the external marketing. Interactive marketing, as I explained already, service quality depends on both service deliverer and the quality of delivery both. So service marketers have to master interactive marketing skills. So sometimes the hotel industry, they select only people with an innate passion to serve, passion to serving other people, and provide 3 months of training to instruct them carefully in the fine art of interacting with the customer to satisfy their every need, because that's very much of important. You may think about the example that you have visited a hotel and your feeling was not so good when you meet with frontline employee does not treat you well, so that you can be easily understood. In these days of intense price competition, service marketers must develop a differentiated offer, delivery, and image. The offer, as you have heard about in the last chapters, can include innovative features that set a company's offer apart from competitors' offers. But you also can differentiate your service delivery by recruiting, by having more able and reliable customer contact people. And you may develop a superior physical environment in which the service product is delivered. Or you can design superior delivery processes. So in these days, many grocery chains now offer online shopping and home delivery. So this is something that I already explained. So in the next video clip, I'm going to show you that the branding, concepts of branding, and what are the important marketing decisions to build strong brand.